Alright, so this is going to be a very strongly worded opinion, and there may be people out there who disagree with me, and there probably are because of the success of some of these other type of games. But Beyond Two Souls was one of the biggest wastes of fucking time I have ever played in my life. I got this game, I don't even know how long ago, it's been a few years at this point, but I played through the whole thing in 3 days, hoping it would actually turn into a video game. But this thing is little more than a fucking movie with like interactive menus. I have no interest in movie games like these fucking, uh, Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human. Like, you're basically paying triple or possibly quadruple for a movie where you occasionally press buttons. And as somebody who grew up in the early 2000s with games like Super Mario Brothers uh, and Shadow Hearts and Final Fantasy and all these other games, and who eventually discovered some other ones like Chrono Trigger and Breath of Fire, the games like this are a scam. They're like fucking. I don't even know how to describe it, man. They are literally designed for people to just lose out on money on. Like the man, the reason I played through this for so long was because I didn't really know too much about it. I saw some of the cutscenes, thought the concept seemed kind of cool, and then when I finally got a hold of a copy and I played through the whole thing thinking it might turn into an actual game partway through, it was just one long ass string of cutscenes with occasional button presses and like moving the analog stick. There was no depth to it. There was you couldn't level up your character, you couldn't buy weapons and fight monsters or do anything cool that you would expect with a game like this. You know, even even if they had let you actually play some of the action scenes, it might have been a little bit better. But this, man, like, I didn't get it at full price, obviously, because it had been out for a while. But for the people who were unfortunate enough to buy this thing new, when games were like $60 at the time, they were paying triple for what was basically a brand new DVD. And I don't know, man. Maybe even more than that, honestly, because a lot of DVDs you can find for like $5. But so they were essentially paying over 10 times as much. But I just, this game single-handedly started a trend of interactive DVDs trying to pose as fucking video games, and that's just pure exploitation and abuse of consumers. This game never should have turned out the way that it did. If they had made it an actual video game, I'd be singing a totally different tune right now. But the existence of this piece of crap is a scam. It should have never been made the way that it was, and I really hope this genre of interactive movie games just rots eventually. I don't think so, man. I'm not gonna put up with people being scammed out of their money like this. Nah, man. Here, let me show you some of the good games that I have. I'm so pissed off, I'm gonna actually show you some good games. Here, this is the first Shadow Hearts. Came out in December of 2001. A lot of people didn't like the artwork on it or whatever, which, I guess is fine. But people have told me they've had a hard time, like, doing the whole Judgment Ring thing, like, getting the timing down, but it was never really an issue for me, so I've tried to help some people, but it seems like it's really hard for them to figure out, so maybe someone can explain why that is to me, but I had a good time with that game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I even got the sequel here, Shadow Hearts Covenant, and I got the other one from the New World. But let's see what else I got. Uh, Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X right here. See this? One of the most popular games during the early days of the PS2. It came out close to the time the first Shadow Hearts did. People love that game. Just Mortal Kombat Armageddon. This was one I got a couple years back. This was a really good Mortal Kombat game. I really enjoyed it. Final Fantasy VII. I got that over here. Just you get the idea. You get the idea. Beyond Two Souls and any game like it is a waste of money. I don't know why people seem to enjoy these games. They do, and that's their prerogative. But as someone who grew up with real video games, this is not a game. This is a movie with interactive menus, with no depth, no mechanics, no nothing. It sucks. That's the end of it. So, that's the end of my rant. I do not want to play a game like this ever again.